Train Dreams is out on Netflix, new drama directed by Clint Bentley, based on a novella by Denis Johnson, starring Joel Edgerton, Felicity Jones, William H. Macy, and Kerry Condon. It is a very slow, meditative exploration of life, kind of similar to the works of Terence Malick, in which we follow through the life of Robert Grainier, a logger that lives on the American frontier at the beginning of the 20th century. We watch him experience the joys and tragedies of life and trying to come to grips with his purpose in the grand scheme of things, with man's relationship with nature and civilization, with society moving ahead and inevitably outpacing Robert as he gets older, and with grief and regrets staying with person for a very, very long time. I think it's a wonderful film. It really struck a chord with me. It got me emotional and it got me thinking. I think it's fantastically immersive in the sense that even though not a whole lot is going on in terms of the plot or the story, the movie envelops you with its atmosphere and tone, music, cinematography. You feel like you're living in this world with this character, breathing the same air, feeling the warmth of the same sun and the cold of the same rain. It looks absolutely gorgeous. The environments, the light, the natural landscapes, and all of that is breathtaking. And the film definitely taps into that innate human desire to be on a frontier, to be in nature, to try and escape civilization. It has a beautiful score and terrific acting. Joel Edgerton is the perfect everyman. He's a character who is very ordinary, unremarkable, quiet, reserved. But this is the story of exactly that kind of person, showing how even the most boring someone can live a wealth of life. I love the side characters, especially ones played by William H. Macy and Kerry Condon. They each show up basically for just two scenes and almost steal the movie away. Fantastic presence from both of them, and they bring a lot into the film. And in general, it feels like most of the side characters that we encounter could have had entire movies made about them. They seem to have, interesting stories of their own going on, but we only see them for these short, brief windows of time and then move on. And yet, even in those quick windows, they're able to reveal so much about themselves. You feel like it's much more time. And finally, I love the movie's depiction of an inescapable tragedy and how it can shape a man, how you can never outrun grief and regret and a certain yearning for the loved ones that were taken from you, which is a constant theme throughout the film, much like the visual theme of watching the tall trees from below. Most of the movie is spent like that, looking up as if in a cathedral of sorts, being closed in this space with your feelings and deliberations. And then there are two scenes in the film where Robert goes above, literally and metaphorically. One when he visits Kerry Condon on the watchtower and finally sees the landscape from up on a hill, and that's when he slowly begins to realize that grief isn't necessarily something that only he experiences, that this is something that he shares with others and is perhaps connected to the world somehow. And then, of course, the climax of the film being on a plane and having Robert finally realize how all these little moments in life shaped him and led him to where he is and how it's all connected and coming to terms with all of that, accepting life as it is. Phenomenal cathartic moment right there. I had tears in my eyes. My girlfriend was sobbing. I loved it. I loved the film. I think it's a great piece of cinema. One of my top movies of 2025 for sure.